13th June, 1800. Napoleon Bonaparte, first delegate of France, has recently pulled off perhaps of history's boldest move. He takes care of walked his military over the ice Alps. To show up behind the Austrian armed force in Italy, he has caught Milan and crushed each adversary force he's met up to this point. Everything is going according to plan. Presently, Napoleon spreads his powers in a wide cordon to forestall the departure of General Mella's Austrian armed force. General Chabron and 3,400 men watch the waterway PO. General Lepoip, with 3,500 men, is shipped off support him. General Desaix, with 5,000 men, moves south to hinder the way to Genoa. This leaves Napoleon with only 22,000 men, propelling west onto the fields of Scrivia. Be that as it may, the principal representative has been deceived by the over-hopeful reports of scouts and spies. Melas isn't intending to withdraw. He has concentrated 30,000 veteran soldiers around the post city of Alessandria. They are very much refreshed, provided, and have an extraordinary prevalence in mounted force and cannons. What's more, they are planning to assault. Careless in regards to the approaching danger, on 13th June, General Victor and his 2 divisions lead the French development on Alessandria. In weighty downpour, his men drive a little Austrian rearguard from the town of Marengo, back towards a sustained bridgehead on the Bormida stream. In any case, the French find the intersection vigorously shielded. Thus, drenched and depleted, with haziness falling, they stop the pursuit. Weeks prior, Napoleon had anticipated that the definitive clash of the mission would be battled on this very ground, the plain east of Alessandria. In any case, presently, he is persuaded that Melas won't gamble with fight. What he and his men can't see past the Bormida, on the grounds that they have gotten no pit fires going, are 30,000 Austrians, gathered for an attack. In practically no time, Napoleon will find that his military is battling for its life. Daybreak, 14th June. Napoleon's powers are spread across 8 miles of open nation and dispersed great plantations. General Victor's 2 divisions are the farthest west, holding Marengo and the principal street. Behind him, General Lannes and a few Rangers regiments. Napoleon, with the consular watchman and Monier's division, is yet further back. Mella's powers are focused west of the Bormida, behind the Austrian bridgehead. His head of staff, General Anton von Zach, has arranged a 2-dimensional attack. General Ott's division will cross the waterway and advance north to Casteltriolo. Melas, with the majority of the military, will go after straightforwardly up the principal street. On a reasonable morning, at 8 a.m., the Austrians start their development. French stations are driven back. At the Pedrabona homestead, Gardin's division goes under weighty siege. He falls back to join Victor's other soldiers, which are conveying behind the Fontanoni stream. This restricted, steep-sided stream runs the length of the war zone and is enlarged by late downpour. The main simple intersection is a little wooden extension at the fundamental street. Furthermore, on the far bank, Victor's men are protected by trees and durable farmhouses. As the Austrians approach the Fontanoni, they are hit by a hail of black powder gun shoot. Scores go down as they battle to cross the stream. General Haddock drives a charge, yet falls, mortally injured. After a few bombed assaults, the Austrians fall back with weighty misfortunes. North of Victor's situation, General Bellegarde's detachment crosses the Fontanone around 11 a.m. In any case, General Lannes' division takes up position on Victor's flank. They drive off Bellegarde and restore the line along the stream. It is currently a sweltering, damp summer's day. As Austrian assaults proceed, and battling seethes along the Fontanoni. Increasingly more Austrian guns are pulled up and start to pummel the French line. Over the course of the morning, Mella's military is thwarted by thin intersection focuses and mucky ground. General Zach's inability to expect these bottlenecks has cost a few hours. By early afternoon, the Austrians have 30,000 men and 92 weapons ready. They still just face Lannes and Victor's tiring divisions, 16,000 men and 16 firearms. The French critically need fortifications. However, as the Austrians start their next assault, Napoleon and the remainder of the military are no place to be seen. The most serious peril is on the French right, where General Ott's division has involved Castelciuriolo practically unopposed and presently undermines Lannes' flank. Then, the Austrians track down a hole close to the French place and rush 3 units across the Fontanoni. Around similar time, 1,500 Austrian dragoons circle around the French left, however are charged and directed by Broad Kellerman's weighty cavalry. The Austrians truly do prevail with regards to taking Lost Tortiglione Ranch, undermining Victor's left. An Austrian cavalry charge over the Marengo span is likewise repelled by Kellerman. In any case, the chances are excessively perfect. A few French units are all the way out of ammo. They have recently a modest bunch of gun, and their line is breaking. Confronting and encompassing, Victor's divisions are quick to give way, losing 400 men caught in Marengo. One more 300 French troopers are abandoned in Casabianca, where they hold out determinedly for a few hours. Covered by the 96th Demi unit and Kellerman's careful rangers, Victor's division withdraws a portion of a mile to Spinetta and its encompassing grape plantations. The Austrians pour over the Fontanoni. Lannes pulls back to keep up with the French line. The legends of Montebello are on the edge. At the point when the Austrian assault started, Napoleon was 7 miles away at his central command in Tor Garofoli. In spite of the fact that he could hear the far-off roar of cannon, he didn't get a handle on its full importance and stayed zeroed in on impeding the Austrians' break. Just at 11 am did reports show up to uncover the weightiness of the circumstance. Napoleon realizes there isn't a second to lose. He scribbles a request to D6, who he shipped off, cut off the Austrian retreat, and is presently 4 miles away. I had remembered to go after the adversary. They have gone after me. Come, for the sake of God, in the event that you actually can. He sends a similar request to General Laupoy. Then he rushes to the front with his main stores, Monier's division, and the consular gatekeeper. By 3 p.m., Lannes and Victor have withdrawn very nearly a mile. Austrian rangers shadow their withdrawal, driving the French to remain nearby. Austrian weapons send round shot crashing through the pressed positions. Amazingly, the French brigades are as yet holding. At the point when Napoleon shows up, he sees the fundamental danger is on the right, where OTT is ready to go the French flank. To counter this, he sends Monier's division to Castelciuriolo, compelling OTT to draw off troops. However, that actually leaves General Schellenberg's areas of strength for 4,000. So Napoleon commits his definitive save 900 men of the tip-top consular gatekeeper. Despite everything, the watchman repulses adversary, rangers. Furthermore, stands its ground in a short proximity firefight with Austrian infantry, delaying until the end of the military to fall back. Napoleon portrays them as his stone redoubt. The legend of the gatekeeper is being conceived. Be that as it may, they are currently separated and going to be overpowered. At the point when Austrian dragoons hit their uncovered flank and back, the redoubt disintegrates. The gatekeeper is compelled to escape. Some acquiescence. Many are chopped down. Before the day's over, The gatekeeper has experienced over half losses. With the retreat of the gatekeeper, Napoleon has no more cards left to play. The French armed force withdraws consistently through the great plantations, battered by steady Austrian cannon's fire. Setbacks and strays mean there are only 6,000 men left holding the French line. General Melas is fulfilled that the French have been beaten. Having been harmed in a tumble from his pony, he presently surrenders order to his head of staff, General Zach. Then, at that point, he gets back to Alessandria to draft a report portraying his incredible triumph. However, he has underrated French flexibility and the whimsical fortunes of war. General Louis Desaix, only 31 years of age, valiant, splendid, and humble. Napoleon depicts their fellowship as one his heart has for no other. Early that day, his orders were to lead Boudet's division, 5,000 in number, across the Scrivia waterway to remove the Austrian getaway. Be that as it may, the new downpour had raised the water level and deferred his intersection. At the point when Desaix heard the sound of fight toward the north, he'd ended his men and sent a dispatch to get news. Napoleon's frantic request to return doesn't contact him until early afternoon. Right away, he about turns his division and walks to the weapons. Desaix shows up on the eastern edge of the combat zone at 5 p.m. to track down the French armed force in full retreat. Napoleon is at San Giuliano, 5 miles east of Marengo, where a large number of injured troopers are assembled. The state of mind is terrible, and down and out. Be that as it may, fresh insight about Desaix's appearance spreads like an electric shock. They are right here. They are right here. The soldiers shout. Napoleon is revived. We have returned far sufficient today, he tells his soldiers. You realize that my custom is consistently to rest on the field of fight. The Austrian armed force is progressing on all fronts. In any case, they are currently dissipated and confused. What's more, they have redirected powers north and south, trying to enclose the adversary. In addition, General Zach has progressed to lead the pursuit, giving by and large order to General Kame. A few other Austrian commanders have been injured. Levels of leadership have become hazardously jumbled. Utilizing Desaix's new soldiers, Napoleon currently readies a last-ditch counterattack with every one of the supporting powers he can energize. General Marmont thinks every one of the accessible firearms, 18 of them, to impact the Austrians. Then, with the 9th Light Demi unit leading the pack, the assault starts. The fast fire of these accomplished skirmishers amazes the Austrian development. General Zach orders up more ordnance and sends forward his tip-top grenadiers. The 9th Light falls back. Yet again to the Austrians, it appears to be the French are withdrawing. Unexpectedly, they are walloped by Desaix's others' new soldiers, arising without advance notice through the great plantations. Desaix joins the 9th Light and leads them forward in a knife charge. As of now, he is shot through the heart and killed immediately. Seeing their commandant fall, the 9th Light cries retribution and floods forward. General Kellerman roars in with 400 weighty Rangers. They collide with the Austrian left flank. To add to the tumult, an Austrian ammo cart is hit and explodes in a colossal blast. The joined impact is crushing. Alarm spreads. Assurance breakdowns. In only a couple of moments, many Austrians set out their arms and give up. Thousands more escape, spreading dread among troops. In the back, General Zach, caught in the defeat, is among the 2,000 Austrian detainees. In a moment, the whole force of the fight has swung 180 degrees. Huge number of French soldiers, who'd been withdrawing minutes prior, stop and join the assault. As the Austrian place breakdowns, General Ott's division turns out to be hazardously uncovered. His men before long joined the remainder of the military in their competition to get away. Sometime thereafter, General Murat adds the death blow, sending off a last French mounted force charge that seals triumph and drives the foe back to their bridgehead. The skirmish of Marengo was one of the best rebounds of the Napoleonic time. Completely crushed by mid-evening, the French are totally triumphant by sunset. However, it has been an extraordinarily exorbitant illicit relationship. The French lose a fourth of their military as losses. The Austrians, in excess of a third. Napoleon himself contributed practically nothing to the triumph. Notwithstanding the ability of his officials, the unfaltering quality of his soldiers, or more all, Day-6's last-minute appearance, he would clearly have been crushed. The flavor of triumph is soured further when Napoleon discovers that his companion Day-6 has been killed. He tells his secretary, "Indeed, Bourrienne, I'm fulfilled. In any case, Day-6. Okay, what a victory this would have been on the off chance that I might have embraced him this evening on the field of fight." All things considered, he eats alone. As per legend, on a quickly ad-lib dish of neighborhood fixings. That becomes known as chicken Marengo. General Melas, shaken by his surprising loss, is uncertain how to respond. A portion of his officials encourage him to battle. Others encourage him to get away. French powers are shutting in from all headings. Expecting to delay, Melas proposes a truce to cover the dead. Napoleon rejects, except if Melas is additionally able to examine terms for the Austrian departure of northwest Italy. With little dealing influence, the old Austrian general acknowledges. Throughout the next days, Melas and Berthier arrange an extensive peace negotiation. In return for safe entry back to Austria, Melas consents to clear Piedmont, Genoa, and Lombardy. France will again overwhelm northern Italy. Napoleon has accomplished his triumph and established his situation as France's new head of state. Additionally, the close, extraordinary way of his triumph guarantees him, like never before, of his own unique fate. The lords of war and fortune are with him. Cutoffs best there be to his achievements? That colder time of year, Moreau causes a subsequent devastating loss for the Austrians. At the clash of Hohenlinden, crushed in Italy, and presently Germany as well, Austria at long last sues for harmony. The ensuing settlement of Luneville sees the French boondocks advance to the stream Rhine. In Italy, French client republics are formally acknowledged by Austria, and the next year, France annexes Piedmont. France is currently bigger and more grounded than whenever since the rule of Charlemagne. Quite a while back, she has only one leftover foe, incredible England. In 1801, English triumphs at Alexandria. What's more, Copenhagen. Commute home the way that France can't challenge England adrift, nor abroad. England has seen her mainland partners crushed, and Russia is presently really compromising conflict. She has no possibility of building one more alliance to challenge France ashore. The two sides are depleted by war. The outcome, following quite a while of discussion, harmony, without precedent for Europe in decade.